Hi, Heather. I just want to thank you so much for being here today and for coming along to talk about what it's been like on your journey from health anxiety to where you are now. You've just come through my Trust and Thrive program, and I'd love maybe just to start with what life was like for you 8 weeks ago.
Sure. Life was not very exciting. I was crying a lot. I was going to the doctor a lot. I was going to the hospital a lot. Um, I wasn't eating much, so I lost a lot of weight. I was not leaving my house. I wasn't really even talking to anybody. I had just withdrawn because I didn't have the energy to put forth to anybody else. So, yeah, I was very anxious. I was very stuck in my thoughts. Every little sensation, I was dying. It wasn't good.
It's a lot, isn't it? And I guess at that point you're not really living, you're not really present, you're just merely existing. Like what was your daily life like? Like were you able to live in a way? Like how is it affecting your family life, things like that?
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't able to make dinner. I really wasn't leaving my couch. I would just sit there because I didn't want to upset anything in my body. Um, because I was fearful of feeling anything. And I definitely was not present. I was just stuck in my head. I was just stuck in a constant loop. I wasn't sleeping. So that didn't help anything. I mean, maybe 2 hours a night, if that.
Wow.
And then I would wake up just, searching for the symptoms and it would start all over.
Yeah.
So every day was just not good.
Yeah, going round and round and round, and we call it that hamster wheel of health anxiety, and it's so tricky to get off.
Mm-hmm.
So then, obviously, you found me. You started working with me 8 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the process. Then tell me about, I guess, how you found me and how you found working with me, and then what started to change as we started our work together.
Yeah, so I found you on Facebook. And prior to finding you, I mean, there were times I was paying $240 a week for a therapist and I was getting nowhere. I had seen a lot of therapists that were not helping me in any way. Um, so I found your group and I expected it to be, I had other anxiety groups and it was pictures of blood pressure cuffs or blood pressure readings and heart rates. And I thought, oh gosh, this is going to be another one of those groups. So when I found your group, I actually went into it for more reassurance
Yeah,
seeking.
yeah,
And then I realized, oh, this group is different. People are not sharing, like, oh, has anybody had this? Has anybody done this? And what do you think of this blood pressure?
mhm,
And so I stuck around and then um, I was still very leery about uh, jumping in and working with you because I thought, everyone right now claims to be an anxiety expert. And so I think I reached out to you and you sent me some of your free links to watch.
mhm.
And I remember watching one of the testimonials and I thought, oh my gosh, like there's somebody that is as bad or worse than me. And she helped them. So I gave it a shot and it was the best thing I ever did.
So lovely to hear. It's so
Yeah.
lovely to hear, and you've done so super well. It's been a pleasure to work with you. So what point do you think during those 8 weeks did you really start to see the tables turn? Like, is there any defining moment where you thought, actually, this is starting to work now?
Um, I think initially the very first group coaching that I attended, um, I remember getting off of that call and I started crying because I thought that I had never felt like I belonged anywhere more because there were other people like me. You feel so alone and isolated. And then I think around probably week 3.
Mhm.
Because I know we started slow and it was just simple things like get up and move, even if it's walking around the house because I hadn't been doing that.
Yeah.
Um, and at the time I thought, oh, this is terrible. And then the more I did it, the more confident I became that, oh, I can do this. And yeah. And then I started driving on my own because I wasn't even driving. My husband would drive me around town and I'd see people walking and just cry because I envied them. Like I used to be able to do that.
Yeah. Wow,
So yeah,
that's a huge change, isn't it? That's a big thing to overcome.
yeah.
Okay, so you started to see those glimmers, things started to change, you started to change. You were, I guess, building trust with your body at that point. You started to, because I know for you, dizziness was a really big thing, and we worked through that. So you started to see things progressing in the right way. And then everything from there, I think, just snowballed. You just found this momentum, and you've just run with it, and you've done so well. You've grabbed it by the horns, and you're living proof now that it's something that everybody can achieve.
Hmm. Yeah. I would say the last probably, gosh, I don't remember, probably week 5. I mean, every day just started to be better and better.
Yeah,
And the last 2 weeks they've been great.
yeah, yeah. It's great to hear. And so now, what is your life like as opposed to how it was 8 weeks ago? Like, what huge differences are you able to see? How different
Oh,
is
you can't keep me down.
it?
I'm leaving the house. I'm going to stores by myself. I'm basically living life normally. If there's something I want to do, I do it. And sometimes I do feel anxious doing it still because it doesn't go away, but I don't give it the attention. I mean, I can either feel the anxiety at home or I can feel it when I go somewhere. And normally when I go someplace, then I get involved in what I'm looking at and I realize it's no longer even there. And sometimes it's not even till I get to the car and I think, oh, I my anxiety went away.
Yeah, yeah. You forget all about it. It's just, it's funny, isn't it, how quick the tables turn and we can get used to almost like, the old version of ourselves very quickly again.
Yeah.
Which is great to hear. It's fantastic. So I guess, what would you say to somebody who is feeling a bit apprehensive about going on this journey? What would you say in terms of, how achievable is it? Obviously, a lot of people find themselves thinking, "Oh, my anxiety is much worse. She mustn't have had such a hard time as I'm going through." And I guess we all think that. Was that something that crossed your mind? And what would you say to somebody who was thinking that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I thought that no, that people got through this because their anxiety wasn't as bad as mine. Mine was special. Mine was worse than anybody else's. And no, it's not. And you're not alone. So I would tell them that even as alone and hopeless that they feel now, they just have to take the small steps. And if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been a pleasure working with you. It really has. What would you say about the one-on-one relationship of having that coach? Like, how do you see that differs from, any other type of work that you could do?
Yeah, I think that working with you one on one was extremely helpful because, for one, you've been there, so you know what we're feeling, and you're just a cheerleader on the sidelines. It's great, and you care, where when you ask us to do the weekly updates, and then you respond to that, and you're just cheering everybody on the whole way. So I mean, I thought it was very beneficial.
Yeah. No, it's been great to watch, and I guess alongside of that, you have another community. So you've met other people who also have health anxiety during the group coaching, which is a great little sideline for this. How
Mhm.
did that benefit you as well? Just knowing that you're not alone and seeing other people going through it at the same time.
Yeah, that was a tremendous help. And I think that it's helpful, when because everybody shares. Nobody is afraid to share. And so you hear other people struggling and you're like, oh, yeah, that happens to me too. And you can all weigh in on each other's struggles or even the wins. I really enjoy the group coachings.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so great because we can feel massively alone, especially if we don't have a family that gets it, a partner, a husband who understands. It can be really difficult and quite isolating. And I certainly relate to that. When I think back to all those years ago, I honestly, well, firstly, I thought I was the only person that had it in the world. I didn't understand this was a thing. And I just didn't know where to turn. The fact that you now have access to other people who get it, who understand,
Mhm.
it is immense. And we often feel like that problem is just ours, but we're all human, so we're all responding in a very similar way. So when you come along and you say your problem, and everyone goes, "Well, yeah, I've got that too," it's a weight lifted. It's just a relief to know, and there's so much benefit in that as well. So yeah, I'm really
It
pleased.
is. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that traditional therapy is tailored to health anxiety
Yeah.
because there was nothing that helped.
Yeah. I think it's different when you've been there. We can read all the books, we can know all the stuff, but unless you've walked someone's shoes, it's very difficult to really understand and get to the nitty-gritty of it. And that's lived experience that you can't get. So that's
Mhm.
why I'm slightly different. That's why I come at it from a different angle. But I just love seeing people, blossom out of this. And for you, you hit the ground running and you just ran with it and you went and you did it and you showed up, you turned up, you did everything you were asked to do. And yes, there's obviously resistance. We talked about that, about how it's, sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this. This is making me feel really uneasy, uncertain, but you have to push yourself through that because if you don't make change, then nothing will change. And I think that's the place we get to with this decision to make progress now rather than stay stuck.
Right. Yep.
So your life now, it's the world your oyster, and I know you've found lots more hobbies and interests. You're reading, you've come off social media, which I know was a huge trigger for you.
Yeah.
So what does your life look like today? Like what are you hoping to achieve in the future?
Um, I think that I just live and be present. And I mean, I haven't been present in my life in so long. But I am now and I'm enjoying it. So just do crafts and read and go
Enjoy.
shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, enjoy your life. Enjoy your
Yep.
life because we only get one life, and it's such a shame that we are living under a cloud of fear when actually there's no need and when we can change it in such a short space of time. So thank you, Heather. I'm so super proud of you. I'm super chuffed. I know you had to Google that word, chuffed. So it's an English word that you've now learned. I'm super chuffed of you and yeah, congratulations. It's really been a pleasure to work with you. So thank you and go forward and enjoy things and wishing you all the best.
Oh, and thank you. You were very helpful.
Thank you, Heather. Take care.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.